Welcome back, Web3 TV. I'm Cristina Nájera, and today we have the Freedom Podcast. I'm very excited to introduce you to Kevin. He is a fun crypto manager, and we are going to learn more about his journey, what's freedom, and of course, what is Web3. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for welcoming me here.
Amazing. Would you like to start sharing what you do, who you are?
So sure, my name is Kevin Quintanilla. I'm a fund manager in a family office. Basically, I manage all the crypto investments and of the crypto investment arm of a family office. So a lot of big words, but I help the people to invest their money, not the people, one fund, basically. And the fund I'm managing right now is around $50 million. Where is
Wow,
$50 million? Yeah.
very impressive. Would you like to start sharing what is Web3 in simple words?
So for me, Web3 is the connection between the traditional internet to a more another layer. So you have Web2 and you have Web3. That for me is a layer of Web2, being decentralized with blockchain as a technology that is going to be used in order to have a decentralized internet or decentralized services or things like this. Yeah.
Very interesting. Thanks for sharing. We are very curious to understand more how this technology can help others, how people can jump in this new ecosystem. Would you like to start sharing also your journey? Because you've been in different industries before. How did you use your background to jump into the Web3 world?
So there are a lot of questions. So if you want to start about it, to be in Web3, in crypto, all of these things, you need to be curious like I was. So basically, of course, I didn't, stop everything on my life to check what was crypto in 2012, 2013. But I really was into it in 2017, where there was a big boom and everybody was talking about it. So of course, you like, what is this? You start trying, you start being curious about it. You see that you can make money out of it. So as a student or a young teenager or anyone, you're big into be curious, and you try things, you read things. And so this is pretty interesting. So my journey, if you want my first contact about crypto, it's an interesting story. So basically, I don't remember how old I was, but I was a teenager. I was still living with my parents. And I used to grow up in Morocco. And one day, I don't know, my English was not as good as it is now. Of course, my first language is French. And I'm browsing the internet and I see a website called bitcoin.org. Interesting website, but it's in English and it's very technical. It's not like, hello, my name is... No, it's very, very deep and technical.
Uh-huh.
I try to read and I'm interested. And I'm like, oh, Bitcoin sounds interesting. I could buy it maybe. And then I tried to go buy it. And they asked me for a credit card. And the price, I remember the price. It was around, I think it was around $200.
Wow, how many did you get?
No, for 50 Bitcoins.
No way.
So-
You went literally, that's a very good place to be in. Okay. And then
So I'm a teenager. I don't have a credit card. I go see my father and I'm like, Dad, trust me, it's going to be something. I feel it, And then he's like, what is it? What is Bitcoin? And of course, I didn't have the background I have now. So I couldn't explain to him really well. I'm like, it's like of a currency that's like decentralized. It's not someone who has it. It's like, it's too complicated. You know what? I can give you my credit card, but are you 100% sure they're not going to hack my credit card? And like back in that time, using a credit card online was like, be careful, hackers. And
using crypto right now.
yeah, basically. But before we never even used a credit card. So he's like, here's my credit card. And I took it and I was like, those guys talk about Bitcoin, cryptography, technical stuff. I'm sure they can hack me like this,
Yeah.
And my father trusts me if I pay. So I didn't do it. So this was my first contract.
No way. That's so sad. You couldn't get crypto at that time.
Yeah. Too bad. But this was my first contact. I forgot about it. And then 5 years later, oh, Bitcoin, what is it? Yeah. But like, so basically this is how I had my first contact in crypto and Bitcoin. I could have been a billionaire today. But
Yes, I remember when I started as well. I asked my mom for it. I didn't ask her for a credit card. I asked her for cash because we were able to buy peer to peer. I remember my friend,
Yeah.
he was creating a crypto club inside of the college, in our college. And then I was like, okay, I have this, how we can use it. And then he was like, okay, I have this. And then we did peer to peer inside of a university. I trust him. So yes, I think being in your space where, you need to use it, your parents' money, and also to trust somebody who you don't know. Maybe the website was a scam. You will never find out, right?
I will never find out. And for me, it was a scam. It helps me sleep at night. Maybe it wasn't, but let's say it was a scam.
Yeah. So then moving forward, you, after 5 years, start.
So
Learning
basically
more
in 2017, end of it, we hear about like this is when Ethereum goes live, kind of. You know,
Okay.
everything was booming. Everyone was talking about it. The 2017 bull run. So of course, as a nice retail, I came into the market a bit late. So I didn't lose money, but I didn't earn any. So too bad, but I was hooked. I was in. You know, I like the finance in general. So this is what I studied later on, but I like finance, and I was, some kind of a student. You have money, you try to bet on crypto. You buy low, you sell high. You buy low, you sell high. Then you see it's the worst technique you ever have. Like
So you
this.
start trading.
Yeah, I started trading, but it's like trading like a beginner. So what is this? Like, I buy because I feel it, because I see a sports zone or something. Well, it's a bit more, it should be more technical. So anyways, even if I'm a beginner, I make money out of it. Not a lot, but kind of I'm a student and I make money. Why not? Being on my computer. And so this is how I kind of started crypto. Fast forward, of course, it was the bear market after 2018.
Yeah.
So 2019, it was a bear market too. And then I came back around. So during those years, I was kind of trading, but it was not like as successful. And this is all in parallel of me being a student.
Okay.
And so when did I really get into it? It was when I wanted to, like invest and not being stressed and wake up at 3 a.m. because I had a trade going on, So I was like, let's read, let's put some money and forget about it. So this is what I did. Then I tried to find value. So first you hear like it's currency. What is currency? Like these are difficult questions when you start, hearing about finance. But I could understand some of the values. For example, a smart contract. So for me, this is when it started to make sense. Like what is a smart contract? It's a contract. It's code.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to explain more about that? Because for me, a smart contract is a contract that we all know, but using technology behind. So you don't need somebody who.
Exactly. A judge who uncorked, who says like, this is so maybe it's a bit philosophical, but this is what happens when you see like what is law, what is a contract, when you see a lot of things on the TV like, oh, he breached the contract, but no, he breached the contract. This is not supposed to be but. Yes or no. So I loved to code when I was young, so I coded a lot, programming in English. I programmed a lot. And so for me, it was easy to understand logic. Logic is if he's more than 18, he can come into the nightclub. If he is not, he cannot. It's like easy.
Is yes or no?
Exactly.
Clear.
So this is kind of, let's say, a smart contract. It's
Cool.
like there is a logic in which you sign the contract and everything is laid down,
Mhm.
and you know exactly what you sign. Not really, because now smart contracts are written in code and it's very, very hard to understand. There are hackers that come and breach the smart contract. There are people that come and get scammed because the smart contract says, if you sign, you give me all your money, but people don't read this. They cannot read smart contract things. But it made sense for me that smart contract was something that would like at least be used in the future. I didn't know it was going to take this dimension, like
Mhm.
being a worldwide a used technology. So I believe in blockchain, but in smart contract was for me just a use of it. But like it looks like the smart contracts are the technology backed by blockchain, of course. Yeah.
Very interesting. I think that's a very good starting point because once you understand something that has potential, not only in your industry, not only in that moment, but something that could literally revolutionize the world, is when you understand the power of blockchain, the power of Web3. And with that, I would love to know more about you and what's freedom for you.
And what's freedom for me? Well, freedom on the top of my head, I would say is do whatever I want to do. Okay. So of course you're gonna have a lot of constraint when you go further in life. You see that you need money, that you want to be close to some friends or family, that you want to live in certain places, to schedule your days in a certain way, things like this. So I think freedom is the ability to choose what you want to do and where you want to do and when you want to do it. So this is for me freedom. Of course, you have like many types of freedom. You can say the technological freedom, like for example, if we want to talk about technical and what is freedom, I have data. I don't want people to take my data. I have money. I want to send it to you. I don't want someone to be like, oh, you send more than $5,000. Can you explain to me why, how, when? So this kind of things is another type of freedom, and you have another. Nowadays we have American elections, freedom of speech. You have Elon Musk coming and he says just freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. So you have a lot of type of freedom. But for me, it's doing more like, what is freedom? I would love to do what I want when I want. And for this, I think um, it's something that everyone is chasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you think Web3 can make it free?
In certain ways, yes. So what I like about Web3 is like it's not geographically bound to somewhere. So I can work from anywhere I want in the world. So this is one of my freedom points, like anywhere. I could be in Dubai, I could be in Morocco, I could be in Colombia, I could be in Haiti, wherever. So this is one step of freedom I could have. Another thing is if I want to do what I want and whenever I want it, it's nice because Web3 and crypto is 24/7.
Actually.
So it's a bit of it's freedom because you can work whenever you want or you can do whatever you want whenever you want. But it's not freedom neither because you have to work 24/7, so it's a bit of a mix here. So the fact that it's like always open, it's not like Forex that's like closed on weekends. It's not like stocks that close at 5 p.m. depending on the countries. It's so there is another way of freedom, and of course the freedom everyone wants to hear about is like the monetary freedom. Like, am I going to make money with Web3? So I really believe yes. And to everyone who's listening to me, I have one advice: is that you should just get a bit interested in it. There is a lot of money that is not that hard to get as either as a job or as a complementary revenue. For example, you heard about airdrop. You heard. So I think airdrop, like Google it, check. Don't click on links on Google when you type crypto stuff. Just an advice. Be careful. Be careful.
By the way, Kevin,
Yes.
I think this is part of what is being a Degen. Would you like to explain more about that?
So what's a Degen?
What's a Degen?
Exactly. So a Degen came. The word came around 2020. For me, it came in my ear. So please don't fact check me. But for me, it came when, if you remember the GameStop story, where there was a short squeeze where all the market, like the stock GameStop, took like, I don't know, it went from $4 to $17 to $200 or $350.
Wow.
And there was this subreddit or this Reddit called the Wall Street Bet, where people were called degens because they were just like jumping into stocks or into cryptos or into whatever investments without any risk management, without any security measure, without and it worked. So basically, it's like don't do this, and the people who done it were kind of successful, so this is what happens and why the degen word and why so people are kind of proud to be degens, I know people who took loans, all right, of a lot of money, of life money, and they just put it in crypto. And I'm like, are you stupid?
Wow.
And now they're millionaires, They're like, I'm happy I did it. I'm like, yeah, you had like 3% chance it's worked. And otherwise you'll be under a bridge. But he's like, yes, I'm a degen. I made it. I took a risk. I made it. So good for him. But, don't be a degen. You need to be, no, you know what? You need to start by being a degen. And like me, so you start, you are a degen. And then you put, I don't know, $100, $200 in some wallet. You try things. And one day you click and poof, it's $200 are gone. Or 500 because they made from 200 to 500. And this is only when you start being good in crypto. Because when you see the money goes up, you don't want to understand why. It comes in your pocket, you're happy. But then when it disappears, you will do everything to understand why it disappeared, how you could get it, what is a smart contract, what is a honeypot, what is a rook pool, why did he... So every time I got scammed, I learned a bit more about crypto. So I don't want you to be scammed, but trust me, it helps to be a degen and then not, cry on why I lost $200, but like let it never happen again and learn more.
Yes, it's very important to be curious, but at the same time, be conscious that what you are doing has consequences, right?
Sure.
It could either go up or it could either go down. So you can either win a lot, but also lose a lot. And knowing that, how is one day in your life as a crypto fund manager? I'm very curious because you started with a website, right? You saw a website and then you were curious about crypto. And then moving forward after couple of years, now you are full-time on crypto, you are managing a fund. So it's a crazy story. How is the life of being a crypto fund manager?
So let me first begin on how I became a crypto fund manager.
Of
Because
course.
I began being a degen and now he's a fund manager managing 50 million. Like I'm going to fill that gap of the story. Basically, I started managing my own money, like every retail person. And then my portfolio started to grow. And then I kind of automated all my strategies to be able to extract maximum value I could from, the market. But when you make, let's say 30%, 40% of not a lot of money, it's not enough. But you see that your strategies are something that could work if you had like more money. And yeah.
Did you create these strategies by yourself or you learn from somewhere?
I created them by myself and I learned from other degens like me. So
it was through friends, through other people that were in the field, or you were at college, or you were watching YouTube? What was the mix around?
Now, to be honest, I wasn't watching YouTube. I wasn't watching. I had a forum It's a French forum. So finance forum, jeuxvideo.com. Case, I'm just telling the name for my bros, for my face. So basically, they were sharing stuff, and them too, they were degens. Like everyone is in crypto when they have like $50. Like, this is the only thing. You're not going to make 20%, work 1 year with $50 to make 20%. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work like this. People will try to make it burn or earn. And so you had a lot of opportunities there. And of course, when you burn once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you start to learn what can be a real opportunity and what is not. And so you have like, you try to create many stashes, and you try all the strategies that are presented, and you see that you could do better in this one doesn't work, this one would work if you knew it before, this one will work, but only later. But things like this. And then with time, you can create your own strategies, and you try, you look. And when I say strategies, people think I'm coding or something. No, I'm just analyzing data. I look, I click, I see APR here, I see APY here, I see someone talking about the project. I read, I make informed decisions, and then I take some kind of risk, of course, because you cannot earn if you don't take risks.
Yeah.
And then thanks to this, I managed to make money.
Nice. And then once you understood how to create your own strategies, how to manage your own money, then later on you were able to manage others people.
Exactly. So at some point, I was like, okay, I should maybe try to do this for an institutional. I went in on LinkedIn and I saw a job for crypto analyst. I read the description. I'm like, I think I could do that. It's been 2 years that I was like, 1 year and a half that I was full time, like 16 hours a day.
Wow.
COVID. Thank you. and I was like, okay, I think I could do that. And I went in the interview without really, like, I was feeling I was a degen too, so I wasn't thinking they would take me seriously. And then in the interview, I laid out all my strategies and how much they would, return money for me, and explain them to them, and why this worked and is not working anymore and will not work anymore. And they were impressed, and they were like, oh wow, you know exactly what you're talking about. You know about security, you know about infrastructure, you know about operations, you know about like yields, we need you in the team. I was like, oh really? Oh, thank you. So I joined them.
This was
Um,
where?
So this was in Switzerland.
Okay, you were living there, or you saw the interview, you saw the job on LinkedIn. How was the story?
So the story is, there was COVID, all right? So everything was closed. I was with my family in Morocco. And then I went in Spain to be like more focused, being just me and myself. I was in Spain. It was the second wave of COVID. And then I worked there. After some point, I wanted to start a project with someone. And I came to visit him in Switzerland in October 2021.
Okay.
We start coding the project. I
It was
see the
a crypto
currents.
project?
It was an NFT project, but with utility. I don't like I knew. So basically, when you invest in things, you know what it would work and what wouldn't. All right. So NFT, just because it's an image, it can work under speculation, and I don't think I have the control to control this. But I can control utility. I can, if I bring value to some people, I think I can bring value to some project. And there were a lot of gaps in the market.
Okay.
So the gaps is where I make money. So, I see there is a discrepancy. Let me be in here and, extract the value. So let's do the project. And when the project was ready to launch, I had my feeling of, like financial, macroeconomics and things. I was like, November 2021, everything is booming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let's delay, because I don't think it's going to pick up right now. We're going to have a strong correction, and people never buy NFT project when there is strong correction. And the story knows the market fell since that day. So basically, we never got to launch it. So in November, December, this is when I asked for this job interview, and I started in January. And since then, I was able to create the fund infrastructure, all the security measures, doing some operations, giving them advice on selling Bitcoin instead of buying it, because it was like still euphoria, but never catch a falling knife. So when it goes down, you just let it go down, and then when it starts to go up, now you start picking up on. So of course, I'm a financial engineer and quantitative mathematics engineer. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just coming from nowhere, just looking at charts. So I kind of know what I'm doing, just to make these things a bit more into context.
You have a very interesting background. Did you study this knowing that your end goal will be doing what you're doing now, or you start your career where you are now? Like,
So
what was the process behind studying everything you have studied before?
So I first started at EPFL, which is an engineering school in microengineering. So everything that's smaller than micrometer. So has nothing to do. And then I wanted to change because it either doing watches or satellites, and it was not something that I was seeing myself doing all my life. I had like some kind of change of mind, and so I went to do some finance. So I went in Paris. I wanted to do a school there, and I've seen that finance will be something that would, like combine mathematics and understanding of macroeconomics in the world. And it kind of interested me. And of course, I had like all this background of looking into crypto, seeing shards, things like this. It was not really correlated, but like my experience doing some kind of studying this made me able to have like more of a global view. And then why crypto? And this is an advice I would give to everyone who does finance. Come to crypto, not because it's crypto, but because it's easier. So basically, we have the same rules, let's say, practically, between normal finance and crypto finance.
No.
But the only thing is, because there is no institutional players yet, or there wasn't, now they're coming more and more. There is a lot more opportunities, and there is a lot more gap. So for example, I feel I'm one of the best in my field, but like if I went in Wall Street with all the sharks, I wouldn't be one of the best at all. Like I'm sure some people, so I think it's the market that lets me be on one of the best, because I've forged my art to be good in this market.
I think that's where there is a lot of opportunity, because this ecosystem, Web3, is very new. And if you have been in the space for a very long time, you have a lot of experience. And compared to Wall Street, for example, finance is a very old industry.
Yes.
So, of course, to be the best, you will need to have a lot of talent, a lot of titles, a lot of things. But in crypto, if you really put a lot of effort, if you really put yourself in the right place and study a lot and specialize on something, I think that's where the opportunity is. And that's what you found.
I agree. Yes. Yes. Where in traditional finance, doing 5% a year is an exceptional. In crypto, doing 5% is like some kind of entry level strategies. So you just go, you stake, and it's done. So I really believe that even if you just want to outperform traditional finance, crypto is a good opportunity to look into.
Yes, because you are specialized on DeFi, decentralized finance. We love to hear more about it. How you can explain decentralized finance in easy words?
So DeFi in easy words. So imagine you are, excuse me, I need to think about it to simplify it at the maximum. So DeFi in easy word. So the words are decentralized finance. And basically what decentralized means, it means that there is no one that has the keys of all the rules. And basically it's a blockchain that will implement some smart contracts or projects or processes, and it's owned by the people who have, for example, governance tokens. I'm sorry, I'm talking about like hard words, but basically it's not owned by one person, it's owned by a whole ecosystem. So this is what I think DeFi is.
Something that I would like to add is that for me, DeFi, in easy words, it could be that you can become your own bank, which means that you can borrow money, you can lend money. So with this, you don't need to go to a bank. And of course, the middleman will be the bank.
Yeah.
But if you are using this technology, that is the base for your transactions. So that could be DeFi in a simple word for me. But I guess, you have been in the space for so long. You are very used to talk to people in a very technical level. So I do understand that for us, especially when people who are in crypto full time, we think that everybody will understand these words that are normal for us, but for a lot of people are very new. That's why here we want to showcase these words. We want to explain them in a very easy way so they can become more curious and they can understand more and start exploring this new ecosystem.
Yeah, I agree. I think the fact that it's decentralized, it makes you that you're not only the client, but you can be the business too. And this is what you were saying. You can borrow money and you can lend money and make money out of it. And this is, I think, what is decentralized about it. Like, who cares where the money comes from? There is like, you go to a lender on the blockchain, they take a little commission, but you can put your money and they reward you money. And then if you want to borrow against your money, you can borrow against your money. And if you want to withdraw your money, you don't have to call the bank. You don't have to justify why you want to withdraw that much, etc., etc. So yeah, in your words, I tried to jump on your explanation.
Thank you so much. And I'm curious to know, how are you using AI and blockchain? How do you combine AI and blockchain for decentralized finance?
So how do I combine AI and blockchain for DeFi? For example, on my job, I would test, not really develop, but test strategies. So imagine I have an idea, I would use AI, and it will try to find the best parameters. It will try to tell me what I didn't see. So for example, a lot of the times you think that you have a model, you think it's too complicated or not complicated enough, and he tells you like, "Oh, you forgot that maybe." Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Let's try. And I try things. It helped me understand the projects way faster. So, for example, I don't know about you, but like even today, even after all this experience, I go into a project website and it's a lot of buzzwords. Like you read the first sentence, you're like, what does this mean? Like, a zero knowledge proof with atomic swap technology behind a proof of work. And I'm like, what is this? So it's easy. It's pretty cool that you can sometimes just take a copy paste. And so this is a tool where it's not like about how to use AI. So I worked in AI before, and AI really is machine learning, let's say, and the fuel of AI is data.
Yes.
So basically, this is all the time how I saw machine learning and AI. So you give it good data, and it's its work to find what stands out in this data and how you could exploit it. So this is, I think, how you could use blockchain and AI is that blockchain is open, so the data is like very widely present, and so you could really like extract this value in and find strategies and push it into AI, and an AI could tell you, maybe try this, maybe try that, maybe try this. And then, of course, you take the strategies, you try them, you understand better, faster. So yeah, I'm kind of mixing AI as a tool for human and AI as a technology, like it needs data to perform something. And AI and blockchain, you could do some kind of decentralized AI on blockchain. What does it mean? For example, I worked for companies that were fetching a lot of data. But this data was for them. Of course, they don't want to share it. But what they could do is fetch the data, train a model that knows how to do something, and instead of sharing the data, they will share what the model can do.
Wow.
And then they rent it. And so this could be a decentralized way of using AI.
Mm.
So here, I have a model trained by this. It knows how to do this, but you don't have the data. You can go fetch the data, but it's going to be too expensive for you. So how about you just pay a little fee and use this and have the answer you want to have without having to fetch all the data. So this could be another way of using blockchain for AI.
Wow, Kevin, so much to learn from you. Thank you so much for being here. We will finish this interview asking you 3 questions. Very easy. Would you prefer Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Long-term Bitcoin for reserve value, Ethereum for use of a smart contract. But it depends if you want to use the crypto or if you want to just buy and wait.
Okay. Sui or Solana?
Solana,
Algorand or Avalanche?
Algorand.
Okay. Would you like to explain why?
No, because the projects I didn't choose, I'm going to be very critical with them. I would say the winner of those 4 would be Solana, because it really is a blockchain that helps people with a good UI, a good user experience. A lot of developers there. People really enjoyed it. It's easy to use. It's fast. It's really some blockchain that could bring a million of people from not knowing what is crypto to, oh, let me try make a swap or transaction, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
And one that is not like the one I don't like about all of them is Avalanche. From the 4 of them, because I think this project has not enough users, not enough developers. Their strategy into like bringing more users and beat the competition is not good enough. This is what I think, and this is my explanation for all those 4, let's say.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being here. It was a pleasure having
It was
you.
a pleasure too.
And for you, thank you so much for watching. Welcome back to Web3 TV. And remember to share this with your friends. And stay tuned because we are bringing more guests. And anything you want to know, please put in the comments because we want to hear from you. We want to understand more how we can support you, how we can help you, because everybody deserves to know more about Web3 and how to enter this new space. See you next time.